Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Design Cities Skylines. My name is Rick Doster and welcome back to Cedar Valley, where it's been about, let's say about 3 months since I last recorded a Cities Skylines video. Yeah, it's been quite a while. Sorry about that. I was planning on traveling for 2 months. That's why I pre-recorded all the previous episodes, but I ended up staying out of town almost 3 months. So yeah, that's why I ran out of videos the last 2 weeks. Sorry about that. We're back on schedule. In fact, I'm probably going to be posting videos more often from now on. I got new gear on my computer. I'm running this game on a GeForce 980 Ti. And right now the bottleneck is my CPU, so I need to actually do some upgrades on that front as well. Hopefully next week I'm going to be able to change my motherboard, CPU, RAM, and whatnot. But another thing that's worth noting is that this is the nighttime. This is finally Cedar Valley at night. So you can see here, I know I've been getting a lot of comments of you saying, hey, I want to see the city at night. Well, here it is in all its glory. For those of you who don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the night mode. It's just, there's no detail, basically. I just see a cluster of lights and things. I don't know. I know some of you like it. Actually, if you go in and zoom in right at this level, you can see a lot of detail here, and there's something to the night mode, which I do kind of like. I do like the difference in color temperature between these avenues and the rest of the network types that we have, especially this 6-lane avenues compared to the 4-lane avenues. If you look at this from this level, you can clearly see which one's which. But yeah, I mean, for building, this is definitely not a cool point of view. So for the most part, I'm going to stick to daytime. And from time to time, I'll give you let's just go to 3 p.m. I'll give you views, updates of how the city looks at night as we keep expanding. Which brings me to another important issue. And I'm just gonna get all the announcements out of the way in the beginning while I tour the city for you. Which is that I'm hosting a live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing a several hour-long Let's Design Cities Skylines episode this Saturday, January the 30th at 9 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know the conversion to the other time zones, but there will be a link in the description of this video. There's a YouTube link, and I'll explain that in a second, that will tell you exactly what time the event starts in your local time. The reason why I'm doing this in YouTube is, well, I'm just testing YouTube. I have never streamed on YouTube. I always do it in Twitch. But I think YouTube actually has a couple of cool things that could be better for you to watch my videos. So I'll probably go through that in detail as I do the stream this Saturday. But from the time being, just click on the link in the description, and I think you can set out a reminder or something like that so that you'll be notified the moment I stream. So I really hope to see you all there. And we're going to be expanding the city quite a bit. We're going to be doing a bit of landscaping because, well, the terrain, even though it looks okay, I feel like we can do a better job, especially in this area. We're going to fix this leg and make it a lot better. And we're going to make all these mountains look a little bit more realistic. I was watching at Flux Trans's Rhinestone map for Cities Skylines, and the episode where he did all the terraforming, it was mind-blowing. It made me feel like this completely sucks. And even though that might not be 100% true, I really think there's a lot of room for improvement. So hooray for improving things. And I think I should probably stop talking and start building things. Shall we? So we have a bunch of problems here. We have a problem with electricity that we need to deal with pretty much right away. We also have a problem with school capacity. We need to double our education for elementary school as well as for high school. So that means we're going to need to pull up at least 5 or 6 schools all over the place. I think we're doing okay in terms of university. What about water? Sewage treatment, we're on the limit here, so we should probably take a look at that. And in terms of garbage, I think we're doing pretty good. Fire, we should probably take care of that as well. put a fire station over there. And but yeah, let's start with power, because I have an idea. We only have power generation from the coal power plant and from the incineration plants that only produce 14 megawatts. It fluctuates quite a bit, but it's not a whole lot. And this one, 192. And right now we're at the limit at 263. So what I was thinking is, since we have this like not super tall hills, this would be a perfect spot for a wind farm. Which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but these are new textures. I replaced the ugly green rocks that come by default, and actually downloaded a ton of mods. So I haven't yet updated my mod list from the Steam Workshop, but I will do that probably this weekend if I have the time. But I haven't gotten to that yet. Oh, this is going kind of weird, the camera. So I think this actually looks quite nice. Let me go into the first person mode. I do like this like kind of ramp. I'm not sure that this avenue will stay here, but this is just a placeholder for the farm that I'm going to do. So what I have in mind is the following. I'm going to get some, first of all, I want to see where the area is for wind. So this is a pretty good area for wind. We can get 8 megawatts average from each one of these farms. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to draw some of these pedestrian streets like so. And I'm going to use these as rulers for our farm. You'll see in a minute what I mean. I'm not going to go overkill. Probably 2 or 3 rows should be fine. In fact, probably 2 rows should be fine for now. Eventually we can add more as the city grows. But I'm using this as a reference so that I can now put down the wind turbines like this. And they're all in a nice straight line. I want to offset them a little bit if I can. Just try to place them, you know, like in between the other two from the adjacent row, if possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I think it will give it a nice aesthetic. Yeah, that looks amazing. I love that. Okay, that's totally staying. And let's just do, should we do one more? Yeah, let's do one more. I mean, we already have plenty of power, but let's add a bit more. Money is no issue. In fact, that brings me to another thing that I wanted to talk about, because some of you have been viewers of the channel for quite some time, and you probably already heard this a million times, that you know how I play these games, how I have unlimited money, and how I made a grid, and that's all I made for now. And the thing is that, well, I tend to play two important things. I don't like them having the challenge of money, just because it's a challenge that's easy to overcome once you have a little bit of money in the game. It's just a challenge early in the game. After that is not that big of a deal. And the problem with that is that it slows down the expansion of the city. And given that this is a YouTube series and my focus is on design or aesthetics above all, I really don't want to waste the time in trying to, you know, win the money challenge part. Sorry, I'm actually, as I'm talking, I'm trying to focus on getting this over the freeway if I can. Not as tall. I need to go even higher than that. One thing to notice is that I like keeping my power lines closer to roads. God damn, what is going on with this zoom? It's just jumping all over the place. So it looks a bit more realistic instead of just in the middle of nowhere. Every time I put power lines, and I think I mentioned this a million times already, but there's a lot of new viewers coming every day, which is exciting. Actually, we just passed 46,000 subscribers a couple of weeks ago, so that's yay. We're closer to 50,000, and we're actually, if you think about it, closer to 100,000. So that will be a good milestone. Hopefully, we can make that in the next decade. But we'll see. Like I was saying, yeah, I try to keep the power lines next to the roads just because they look more realistic. They're not the prettiest design element that you can add to the city, but if you have them, you know, follow your roads instead of just like cutting across whatever and then delete them as you expand your city. I don't know. Just want to design the thing, even if it's temporary, just like designing it. Which brings me to another thing that I wanted to mention, is that nothing of what you see here is ever done. I might come back and bulldoze. I'm known for bulldozing a million things all the time. So the fact that this is a grid and this park looks the way it does and things look the way they look doesn't mean that they will stay there forever. I might come back and just bulldoze the whole thing and redesign it. So nothing is ever done. Don't go crazy if something doesn't look good. Just voice your comments down below this video. And if I consider you're right and you have some valid points, I will most likely change my mind. So awesome. And okay, so we have the power lines that are actually not connected to anything because, of course. But this is a good opportunity to place one of these thingies, which are the underground power cables, which will hopefully connect this. And we also need to connect these to here. Boom. There we go. So now it all looks nice. These are all connected, and now we're getting the extra power that we need for our city. We have 400, yeah, we basically have an excess of 200 megawatts, which is sick. Sick. Cool. So next order of business. Switch. We can wait on that for a minute. Education, however, cannot wait. Education is important. Education must be fixed right away. I'm also going to deal with transit in a minute, so don't get crazy, because I've been getting a ton of comments about how I didn't set up lines for the trains and whatnot, so I'll get to that. That will be the next thing I'll be working on. But first, I want to plop down some high schools, and I'm going to start putting them down here because I'm going to zone a mix of commercial and residential eventually over here. I yet have to deal with this coastline. I kind of want to use seawalls, but I haven't found mods yet. I mean, I did, but I don't love them, so yeah. I have a ton of rocks, though. This is super cool. I really want to use these rocks. Oh no, what happened with the rock cluster? Oh no. Hang on, I'm gonna get rid of everything here. Can I not get rid of these plopped elements? Oh no. They're invisible and I can't get rid of them. That is not good. But look at these rocks. These rocks look amazing. Let's go to like a bigger rock, like I don't know. What's the biggest? 16 meters, 24 meters, 32 meters. Let's put a 40-meter rock. Look at this massive rock. Like this whole block is dedicated to this rock now. That gives me a ton of ideas. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, so since I'm going to zone all of these residential a little bit, I'm going to put down a high school. Maybe, let's see. So we have a lot of uneducated people in this area. So let's start over in this corner. Like so. All right, so we have that. Let's think about a high school. I'm not a huge fan of the elementary school plus high school combo, so I like to keep them separated if I can. Oh, we only have 2. Wow, that's terrible. We also have like one of these unique modern high schools, which is actually pretty cool. So wait, this thing doesn't have power, so maybe, oh, this is the high school. It's just not connected to anything. So let's fix that. Let's just zone some residential here. And also, we're missing an avenue segment here. What is going on? What did I do the last time I was here? I didn't even remember I did all this. Man. And this is also not the thing that I wanted, so that doesn't help. There we go. Perfect. Let's go full speed. Oh, we also have 0 demand for this, so that's great, man. Let's just go high density commercial there, which is needed. Actually, you know what? Let's just dezone this and zone office, because we have some work industry or offices demand. By the way, just so you know, I also changed all my graphic settings are all set to the max, even anti-aliasing, but I also have the dynamic resolution mod. So I'm currently rendering this game at 4K-ish. So That's why it's a little bit choppy at times, but it should look super crisp in the video. If I zoom in, it looks okay. But and once I get the new hardware, hopefully it will look even better. Okay, so now we have a high school there. Let's see how we're doing now. Okay, so we need one more high school. And probably wouldn't be the worst idea to put it over here. And in fact, let's just mix it up with this design. And that is a perfect fit. Oh, we have the elementary school here, so that's good. That's nice. We can just fill this with trees just to complete these area. This is the wrong menu. Also have a lot of new trees that I need to figure out how they look. What about this one? And I also downloaded this mod that auto rotates the thing as you scroll. Actually, you don't scroll. You just rotates as you move your cursor. Some things are a little bit bugged though. This menu, I don't know why. Just sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. I really don't know why. Also, if you delete or remove some elements, the trees will just go weird, and they will just look odd unless you zoom in. But then it auto fixes when you go into like this underground mode. I don't know. A lot of weird things happen, probably because I have a gazillion mods that are not compatible, and I also need to get rid of all these mods that don't have iconography anymore. I mean, the tree exists, it just doesn't have the right icon. I don't know why developers do that. But anyways, so where are we standing in elementary? We need more elementary school. We should probably put down, well, we have one there, one there, one there. I think we could use one over in this, somewhere over here. Probably there. It's I feel like it's a bit too close to this one, but it's okay. And then another one here. So we do have a high school, elementary school combo. It's okay. So you see, now all the trees are weird. This is what I was talking about. Now they're all black. But look, if I go into underground mode and then exit, then the trees are fixed. That is driving me crazy, but that's what it is. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's fix the fire situation that we have here. Pretty much a big fire hazard. Let's just put a big fire station right in the middle of our industrial park, which, to be honest, now it's all weird again, unless I do that. To be honest, this could use a lot of work. I will probably work on this during the live stream because I feel like it takes a long time. It will take a long time to get this to a decent point. I really want to add a lot more train lines and integrate rail a little bit more with everything else. This, I feel like it's not enough, but hopefully we can have a big, massive industrial park here that will probably spread a little bit over here and well, hopefully not so much over here because I want to keep this a little bit more residential. But I mean, I don't know. It's okay if industrial and residential are a bit mixed. Maybe if we can continue this diagonal underneath the freeway and just, I don't know. We'll get to that. But I do have a ton of new mods that we can use here, like big warehouses, because this looks more like a slum than a industrial area. Industrial areas are not that cluttered. They do have more concrete like this in between the buildings and you know, loading bays and basically humongous warehouses. So we'll refactor all of this. We need to add a lot more of these stationary trains here to make it look like it's a really BC, you know, train yard. So cool. Let's see what else. Okay, so in terms of health, I think we're doing quite all right. What about death care? We're doing okay. Cemetery usage. Yeah, we're fine for now. That's good. So, lines. Yeah, transit. We need to work on transit. So, let's go ahead and select the lines. And since we only have 4 stations, that should keep it pretty simple. Then we're going to go on the other side, like so. And like so. Boom, we have our first train line. Passenger line, I mean. I wonder how long it will take for this trains to spawn and service people. I guess they're doing it now. One of the mods that I also downloaded is the Sharp. Oh, yeah, I forgot about something. Someone mentioned that there was a pillar over one of the streets, and I forgot about that until this point. I'm not sure which one in particular you guys were referring to, so I'm gonna look at them one by one. I don't know if it's this or oh yeah, here. Okie dokie. So we're gonna clean that up. We're actually gonna clean that up too. And let's see what we can do. Like I was saying, I got the sharp angle segment snapping on, anarchy off, which allows you to do this. I actually haven't tried this with Rail. I've tried it with road networks, but I haven't tried it with Rails. So we're gonna get rid of the bending by hitting Command B. Control B. I'm thinking in Mac controls. And also we need to activate anarchy, which turns the chirpy into all weird. And we also need to turn off snapping for segments, which is Control S. That way, actually, now that the street is here, it's probably not a good idea, but let's try it over here. Now we can do this. That looks fun freaking tastic. Imagine the possible. This is such a smooth transition. This is like almost like a real life. Look what happens with a road. Roads a little bit more glitchy sometimes if you have like super tight intersections, but I mean this is perfect. Yeah, it sort of stretches the pedestrian crossing things, but it looks great. So I highly encourage you to do that. By the way, when you go into the commands, you can see them over here. They sort of I forgot I can move this. Yeah, let's just put it over there. There you go. So anarchy is off, bending is on, and segment snap is on. This is the default. So bending is this curve thing, and segment snap basically sticks to the different segments. And anarchy, of course, is the fact that you don't get a red line there when you do that. But you can get bending, and you see, like if you make it too close, it just like destroys all the textures. But so you gotta be careful with that, but it totally works, and I highly encourage you to try it out. So let's get some curves in here. We're gonna try this one more time over here, and I think we got it. I think that's it. We have a bit of a bend here, but it's actually okay because, well, we can have some shops in here if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. Yeah, we can have some tiny shops. Just growing underneath the train tracks, which is not too bad. And in fact, here it could be a bus stop or something. So hooray for that. Let's just turn this on and see if we can get some traffic flowing here. The new line that we just set up. Well, we definitely have some growth. I don't know if the power reaches here. It does not, but we could potentially zone some office spaces here. Let's continue this avenue real quick. Boom. And this will be a T intersection. Let's just zone some office space. There we go. How are we doing in terms of parks? We have some parks nearby, so maybe we can add another tiny park. Like an industrial park? No. What is this? This is a public pool. Why not? Public pools are nice. Oh, we don't have any water here. Public pool without water. Let's just put it by the train tracks over there. Is this a good spot for a public pool? I don't think so. This is a terrible spot for a public pool. Let's put down some offices again. And sure, why not on this side as well? They're just going to go underneath, grow underneath, not growth. Underneath the thing. Pipes. There we go. And there we go. And now that we're at it, let's just add it over there. Fantastic. So water should be taken care of. Let's see if we're actually... Ooh, okay. So sewage. We really need to take care of that. Also, we can add a medium pumping station. Probably not here. But where are our pumping stations, by the way? I think we have... Where are we getting the water from? Okay, first of all, let's just put down another one of these over here. We also need to take care of this water, the way the water flows. I don't know if we can fix it by terraforming the underground layer, just so that we can have the pollution flow somewhere else. But I do have an out pipe that this thing that will just, you know, spill clean water instead of, you know, dirty water. So, but yeah, I feel like that's cheating, but I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that. So we have more switch capacity. That's good ish. Did not. Okay, now it came online. What about water? Where are we getting the water from? Oh, we have some water towers here. Yeah, these are probably not going to be enough soon enough. So, let's add a pumping station. One of these pumping stations. Large water pumping station. It's very industrial. I want to put it like next to the freeway or something, but obviously not in a polluted place. So. But I think like somewhere around here should be fine. Like in between the train tracks. Yeah, you know what? Let's just have like one of these super tight streets to follow the train. Let me just turn off snapping. Actually, we could just do this. And then turn on snapping again right about here. Leave this last segment. Go like that and see if we can squeeze in a nice little curve. Fantastic. Let's put down these the water pump. Eventually we can add another one too. This is sort of a public works area, so maybe we can have another. Oh, let's see if anarchy. Oh yeah, anarchy also works for pipes, by the way, so that's good. And let's just aeration basin. See how that looks. Can we fit in another one of these water bumping elements. Yeah. So now it all like kind of, you know, blends in together. Well, another thing that we can do is just add. I really hate this sand texture, but just to fill the space like this, I feel like it makes total sense. Try to remove that over there and a little bit over there. I think that totally works. Okay, so connect this to this. If the game is saving, so it's not letting me do anything. Come on. There we go. I have no idea what these things are doing, by the way. I think they're doing some things, but I'm not sure what they are doing. Okay, so I connected to the wrong thing. I mean, we can even include a water tower because why not, right? So this, I mean, this whole area just is now one big water, Department of Water and Power thing. So I want to get rid of that, and there we go. Awesome. Okay. Turn anarchy off. Slow down the game so we get a better frame rate. That looks quite nice. I hope that, I mean, I will probably change this texture eventually. Not a huge fan of it. Actually, I tried changing it, but it didn't change. I need to figure that out. But it does look nice. Now we just completed a whole thing. You know what we should do? Let's do some decoration because we haven't done any of that yet. And I think this could benefit from some bushes on the side. I don't know if these are the right type of bushes that we want. So let me clear those out. I think we want something a little bit more wild. This one we tried already. What about this one? Also don't want to add palm trees. What about this grass? This doesn't look like it belongs there. These are crops technically. They're actually like flying saucers. Let's see, what can we put in here? I like adding some of these plants. So wait. Yeah, this is broken for some reason. I don't understand why. Let's add some of these bushes and some of these other bushes. Don't want to also overdo it. Just add a few here and there. Mix it up with other types of bushes. I don't know what these are, but they look okay. Try to put them in random spots. Almost as if this was just overgrown, you know, weed. Something like that could work. Oh no, it's just my whole monitor just went off. I hope I'm still recording. I'm gonna actually make a quick cut just to make sure that I'm still recording. Be right back. So I was still indeed recording. So let me finish this. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure I like these dark bushes. So I'm gonna get rid of them. They're a bit too dark. I want something a bit more discolored here. And let's see, do I have anything over? Oh, this could work. Something like that. It actually looks like a deserted area now. Something like that. And are these like really different colors? They don't even look like different colors. Just mix it up a bit. And also another thing that I wanted to just add is some, not rocks, but just scroll all the way here and add some cement to, you know, sort of unite these areas a little bit. Using the no collision, you can actually achieve, basically we're like combining things. Can we put down a parking lot here? Well, we already have a parking lot in the middle, like on this side of the fence. So maybe we could just do something like this. I don't think I need to do that, but yeah, so something like that. Now there's a bit more cement here, and let's just keep playing with this a little bit more. Maybe something like that. Whoa. Sort of combining these two paths. I know there's gaps in between, but that's totally fine. Something like that, and can we not? Something like that. How does that look? I think it improved quite a bit. Let's see, can we maybe like tone this down a bit so that it's not so sandy? This I no longer like. Maybe just keep that. Bring back the no zoning and just connect it like this. And now over here we'll just fill it with oh, this is not what I was using, but it does look nice though, so I'm gonna add it. That's probably enough. Again, I don't want to overdo it, but yeah, we have a bit of an overgrown area that's semi-industrial, and now we also have a ton of water capacity. And I think this also adds oh, this adds pumping capacity. Okay, and what about this one? Pumping capacity as well. Okay, so I guess we have water for ages. I just wish that there was more like action going on here, some animation. I don't know if that's even possible, but that's looking good for now. I really wanted to add some bus lines to this episode, but I think I'm running out of time because I've just been rambling for quite some time. But yeah, I think I'm going to put a quick cut here. And I hope to see you all in the stream that's going to happen this Saturday. So basically 2.5 days from the time this video comes out. Actually, 1.5 days. And so make sure to check out the link in the description. Of course, if you're watching this months into the future or years into the future, that won't matter. So you can ignore me and you know, just go to sleep or continue watching the next video. Yeah, just continue watching this next video and give a like to every one of these videos. This one and the previous one and the one after. But actually, I really like this. So if we get a better texture here, I think it will be absolutely perfect. I think it will be absolutely freaking perfect. So yeah, we're back, and I'm excited to post videos more often, and I hope you too. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one.